Hello everyone, it is the end of 2016, so I just thought I would do a list of some of the games that I've been playing over the past year. Now, some of these haven't technically released this year, but they have had huge updates or console debuts, or they're in early access or something like that, so I'm including them in the list anyway. Now, I don't want this video to be super long, but I do want to briefly get into why each one of these games are on the list and just what I love about them. So let's go ahead and get started. Final Fantasy 15 is a flawed game, but my god, it is satisfying to play, and the story is astounding. The adventure Noctis and his buddies go through is highly emotional, and that's really why I decided to put it on this list, but it is flawed, so that's why it's so high up on the list. The ending, though, no spoilers here, but the conclusion of your journey really makes you... You know what, I don't want to talk about it. The atmosphere here is perfect, going through all these moist dungeons. Yes, they're moist, look at it. Really makes you feel like you're stuck underground in real life. There's just so much to do between fishing and riding chocobos and not listening to your friends and driving around at night. Final Fantasy 15 is a lot of fun. Go ahead and check out my review of this game for a little more in-depth look at it. You can click on the card in the top right corner of the video for that. Factorio is kind of like programming. You're trying to optimize every facet of your production facility. Minor tweaks here, minor tweaks there, and following your logic step by step leads to a game where I could easily spend 12 hours in a single session. Throw in some wave defense as you create more pollution with your machinery, and some angry aliens, and it's a perfect excuse to get in a mech warrior suit and go stomping through some alien colonies. The graphics are kind of bad, but it's awfully addictive. Before they shoved Latency's giant raging phallus into the multiplayer, I definitely would have put this game up way higher on the list. Now, this isn't so much a game, but a piece of hardware that finally, after years and years of waiting, finally released, and then everyone continued to not buy it because it's super expensive. The Vive is an amazing piece of hardware. It's immersive and silly. When you play multiplayer games on the Vive and you see other people in game, it's like you're actually there with them. It's like you're sitting on the couch next to them, which is just outstanding. It blows my mind. My game of choice on the Vive is actually a free game called Rec Room. There's just something about goofing off with others and playing paintball and charades and dodgeball and more that just never gets old. It's a shame that there's such a high barrier for entry with VR headsets. I made a review of RimWorld a while back praising it for the stories that you could experience, and there have since been several updates, including one that adds drugs to the game and another update that adds multiple colony management. Well, now I own a drug empire, smoke weed every day, and I am the sole source of both joy and addiction in my fictitious world. I made a pretty lengthy review of this game, so go ahead and check that out if you would like to learn a little bit more about the wonderful worlds and narratives that you can create and foster in RimWorld. There was a huge controversy surrounding Ark earlier this year because they released a DLC expansion for $20 while the game was still in early access.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I get so much enjoyment out of the game already that any extra expansions are just icing on the cake to me. The reason I love Ark is because of the dinosaurs and the sheer amount of items that you can craft and build. If you want to make a treehouse, go for it. Want a castle with turrets on every corner? You could do that too. Want to play Ark on the moon? Well, there is a total conversion mod that puts you on the moon with space dinos. It's awesome, but you do need a really good PC to run it properly. My review of Stardew Valley still stands. Go check it out for my formal thoughts on it, but this game is just astounding. The developers fixed a lot of the bugs and even added a bunch of new content, including new marriages and farm layouts. It's peaceful, it's relaxing, most of the time at least. And it brought back all the memories of childhood, me playing Harvest Moon on the Game Boy Color. I love this game. I can't wait for the developer to add multiplayer. That's gonna be sweet. Move over Monster Hunter. This is my most played and probably most enjoyed game of 2016. I was always really skeptical of Rocket League because sports games, am I right? To my complete surprise, Rocket League is one of the most addictive games that I have ever played. I just need my fix, man. It's probably one of the best examples of easy to play, hard to master, and even now, after hundreds of hours between the PC and PS4 versions. The PS4 version actually released earlier this year, so that's kind of my justification for including it on this list. But even after all these hours, hundreds of hours, I'm still garbage and I need to improve in many ways. That feeling you get when you're on a team with your buddies and you're all in sync, or vice versa when you just get completely stomped. You're like, okay, well, how do I get better? Rocket League is probably one of the only games that can get me interested in esports, and that's really saying something. So you may have noticed there is a certain series from this list that is completely absent. That's because I kind of have a complicated opinion on Monster Hunter Generations, but I'm sure I'll be publishing my views on that in the future, just a mere 7 months after release. But I don't only play Monster Hunter, and that's kind of why I made this list. I play all these other games, and in fact I like them more than Monster Hunter at times because they bring something new to the table. Anyway, these are the games that I've been playing over the past year. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for my next video where I got something special planned, and it relates to Monster Hunter, so you got that to look forward to.